let's very, very gently bring our awareness to the bottom of our feet and just feel whatever is there in this moment. Just feeling, just being here. If thoughts want to draw you away, it's okay, it's what they do. Yet we have the power. We have the power to come back wherever we want. We can choose to either have our awareness lost in thought and fear and all these emotions, or we can gently, like we're doing now, very gently direct it to wherever we want it to be. And in this case, let's keep our awareness in a felt sense way at the bottom of our feet and just staying here as best we can for a moment. And now gently moving to the top of the feet and just slowing down here. Much of this practice is about, especially when we're experiencing fear, slowing down, slowing the mind down, just slowing as best we can down. And it's by doing what we're doing now, by staying grounded in our bodies, that we can do that. And now let's gently move to our calf muscles and just be there for a moment. And again, if thoughts arise, just coming back to the calves, just feeling there as best you can. And now moving slowly to the front of the lower part of the legs, to the shins. And just checking in there and noticing whatever you feel. There may be warmth or tingliness, numbness. It doesn't matter what's there. What matters is that we're staying with it very, very gently. And moving now to the knees, to the front, and the sides and the back. And just being with this part of your body. Just being here and softening as best we can. And moving now to the hamstrings. And doing our best to really feel in a very felt sense way what's alive here. And let's really start working this first step of bringing ease and loving kindness into our body. In this first step of this process, we're working to create ease in the body, in the face of constriction perhaps, or aversion to fearful sensations. And so, while staying in our hamstrings, we're allowing the sensations to be, we're not trying to change them, and we're not getting lost in them. Rather, we're consciously doing our best to soften this part of our body, creating a gentle and spacious container within which these sensations can be met. And just softening here. And now coming gently and slowly to the front of the legs, to the thighs. And just being here in this same way, focusing not so much on the sensations, but on creating spaciousness and ease within which they can be met. It's this process of creating peace in this way that can help us shift our whole relationship to fear and other sensations. It can help us realize that we have a profound degree of agency in the face of them, that we don't have to unconsciously react to them in aversion or tightening or pulling away or covering up, but we can instead just very, very gently and easily create an expansive container within which those sensations can be met. And it's in doing this that we'll start to introduce not only ease into our bodies, but we'll start to, by staying grounded in our bodies like we are now at our thigh muscles, we'll start to live less in our heads and more in our bodies, in this profoundly important anchor that mindfulness teaches us in ways that are intentionally easeful and gentle and profoundly liberating. So now let's slowly move our awareness to the midsection, to the buttocks and the groin, and just do the same, just gently being here, creating as much ease as you can in this part of your body, softening if you can. And now moving to the low back, and just doing the same. Noticing where you might be constricting or tightening, and doing your best to accept that constriction. We're not even trying to change that constriction or that tightening, but rather create a degree of expansive, spacious, gentle, welcoming energy, softly meeting it as it arises. Not trying to change anything here. Simply being with it in these loving and kind ways. And now gently moving our awareness to the upper back and just softening here, softening our whole body a little bit more, seeing if we can let go in this moment, no matter what we're feeling, becoming more familiar with softening, creating peace and ease no matter what we're experiencing. That is the name of the game here. No matter what arises, we work in these ways to meet it within us with a profound degree of acceptance and spaciousness and ease. And now let's move to the chest, slowly bringing our awareness there. And just resting here, creating ease, letting go of any tension, and softening. And now moving gently to the stomach, and just checking in here, noticing what's going on in this part of your body and doing your best to meet it, again, with an expansive and gentle sense of acceptance, of lightness. And it's in this way that we can create lightness and ease within our body, that it can become our new way of being, no matter what we're experiencing within us or without. And now let's slowly move our awareness to the palm of the left and the right hand, broadening our awareness to hold both of these parts of our body in tandem, playing with this ability that we have, perhaps a new ability or a newly discovered ability to again direct our awareness wherever we want it. If thoughts want to draw us away, we just acknowledge them, like when we're meditating, and we come back intentionally and gently to our hands, just being here, creating a broad and gentle container for any sensations to be alive in this moment. And now moving to the back of the hands, the top, just feeling there. And just softening the whole body as we do that, letting go of any tension here in this moment. And moving now slowly to the forearms, letting go of the hands and intentionally keeping our broad yet focused awareness anchored here in this part of our body, gently. And now moving to the elbows. And the triceps. And the biceps. And now letting go of this part of our body and slowly and gracefully bringing our awareness to the neck region, to the back of the neck, and the sides and the front. And just staying here for a moment, softly. And now bring our awareness to the back of the head. Staying as acutely focused as you can in a very gentle and light way in this part of your body. And now to the left and the right side of the head and the ears. And now moving slowly to the chin. And the mouth, the lips and the teeth and the tongue. And the cheeks. Just doing your best to very, very gently hold any sensations that might be arising here. Staying gently anchored in this part of our body. And very softly and gently staying open to these sensations as they're arising in this moment. And now bring your awareness to the nose, and the eyes, softening here for a moment, letting go here, and the eyebrows, and the forehead. And now to the top of the head, noting if there's any sensations here. And now just allowing our body to rest within this more spacious container that we have introduced, this spacious sense of openness and ease and gentleness. If sensations arise or thoughts that are strong and want to pull us away, we can soften in the face of them. Resisting them does not help us. Meeting them with gentleness and ease helps us transform them and integrate them. And it helps us become much more familiar with living in a state of ease and peace, creating this new environment that can become our home, a home that we can create, that we can become used to living in. And just being here in this way with the body, softening even more as best you can, resting, noting any sensations that might want to create fear, and doing your best to soften in the face of them gently, staying grounded in a very felt sense way in the body, gently, gently. And now that we've introduced lightness and ease into our body, let's begin the second step of this process and begin introducing lightness and ease into our breath, this second valuable anchor that mindfulness affords us. And to do this, we're going to gently bring our awareness to the chest. As acutely as you can, we're focusing now our awareness in the chest region, softly, allowing any sensations there to be as they are, and just really settling in this part of our body, staying grounded and focused gently here. And now, noticing as your awareness is at your chest, noticing if you can perceive the breath here. Perhaps noticing your body expand and contract in this chest region. And allowing this breath sensation, as we did with the sensations in the body, allowing the breath now to be as it is, just gently arising and falling, or quickly arising and falling. We're, in this moment, not trying to change the breath, but rather create a expansive and gentle, spacious container for the breath to be however it wants to be in this moment. Seeing if we can soften, perhaps, in the face of an erratic, stressed breath that we may have fallen into after our busy day. And just letting that breath be okay as it is. We're focusing, as we did with the bodily sensations, not so much on the sensations or the breath or the quality of it, but on creating in our chest region a profoundly expansive and spacious container for the breath to be as it is. We're doing our best to hold the breath profoundly gently, like you would a feather in your hand, holding the breath in that way, gently, gently holding it, softening it, allowing the chest to just rest and allowing the breath to be within this restful, easeful container. And now seeing if you can bring your awareness even more acutely directly to the breath, and seeing if you can really pay attention to it, allowing it to be exactly as it is. And instead of squirming or resisting if it's tight or jumping around, focusing as we did with the body in this second step here of softening. We're focusing on this act of introducing in a profoundly somatic way this sense of loving kindness, of ease, that no matter what sensations at the breath or the body we may be experiencing, we can begin meeting them, we can begin choosing peace and meeting them from a more easeful and peaceful place in this way. And seeing now if you can be one with that breath, seeing if you can let go a little bit here, very, very gently, seeing if you can just allow that breath to do the dance that it wants, and seeing if you can ride it like a surfer riding a smooth wave. If thoughts draw us away, we just come back to the chest and to the breath and stay very gently anchored here. Softening the body, softening the chest. And now, seeing if we can let the breath just go here, seeing if we can just let the breath do what it does, and seeing if we can pull back a little bit within us, seeing if we can become a gentle observer of the breath and the body in these ways by staying open as best we can to what's arising in this moment, And seeing if we can let go here. We don't need any effort here. We can start to slowly rest here in the face of whatever might happen to be arising in any moment. We can just rest here. And now in this third step, we can start intentionally working with these sensations. So as we're resting gently, allowing the body and breath to be as it is, notice if there's any sensations that arise. Noticing where they might be arising within you, and intentionally bringing your awareness to this part of the body and imagining you're actually staying open physically to this discomfort. And this is the beauty of this third step in this practice, is that we're learning to stay open. We're learning to stay peaceful, no matter what's going on within us or without. And in this third step, we're working with the energy of these old sensations that we perhaps for so long have resisted. And instead of continuing to resist them, we're doing our best to soften and introduce a very profound degree of loving kindness to them. And it's in working in this third step with these sensations that we can start to integrate them by staying open to them in these very intentional and gentle ways. And when they become strong, we can soften even more in the face of them. And when they arise again, we soften and we soften. And then it's in this way, as these sensations come, we can start staying open to them the more practiced we are. And it's in this third step, we can start integrating them rather than running from these old sensations. We can start embracing them. We can start welcoming them in, welcoming them back into our reality. And we can do so in a way that helps integrate them, for when we're not resisting them, they slowly start to have their voice and be heard in profoundly healing and deep ways. And then they don't need to keep yelling to be heard. They don't need to keep knocking at these doors, for we open the door and we meet these old sensations in these profoundly gentle and intentional, loving ways. To be certain, this is an act of self-love, and in many ways reclaiming these old emotions that we perhaps have resisted most of our lives. And it's in this way that we practiced in this meditation, by softening and working with the body and the breath in these ways and staying open to these sensations, that we can start to create and experience more peace in every moment.